from Lee Summit West High School. A beautiful Monday afternoon for some high school baseball. As today, the Titans of Lee Summit West take on the Staley Falcons. Hi, everybody. I'm Leon Liebel, along with former Kansas City Royal Les Norman, and two great teams and two very evenly matched teams today.
Absolutely. Two great programs, too. I mean, Lee Summit West is riding a 7-game winning streak, and Staley is 5 out of 8, both teams 14-7. This is going to be a great day for baseball.
And a lot of good young players on the field today, starting with the young man that's going to be on the mound for the Staley Falcons.
Right. This lefty, Brody Earlbeck, he's already committed to Iowa, only a sophomore, a lefty, throws in the low 90s, good command of his breaking stuff. When you're a freshman and a sophomore already committed to a Big Ten program like Iowa, you know you're something special. So he's going to be bringing it tonight, and it's going to be really fun to watch him.
And the Lee Summit West Titans have no seniors in their lineup, and that includes their starting pitcher today.
Right, Sebastian Coleman, number 7. He's only a junior, but talking with Lee Summit West Titan coach Jay Meyer prior, he talked about Sebastian, and he's just the complete package. The guy has good fastball, good curve, good change. He's got quick feet. He's got a great move, a high baseball IQ, and again, the complete package. So it's going to be fun to watch him as well.
Staley Falcons, the Lee Summit West Titans. We'll have the first pitch coming your way right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to Lee Summit West High School. Leon Liebel, along with former Kansas City Royal Les Norman, as we are ready for our first pitch today. The Staley Falcons taking on the Titans of Lee Summit West, and the Staley Falcons batting in the top of the first. The visiting team, John Randall leading off. He's the left fielder, a senior, right-handed hitter, and up the middle, and that's going to squeeze in for a hit just like that. The first pitch and the first hit.
No, Leon, one of the things I always loved is as a leadoff hitter, I spent a lot of years in the minor leagues as a leadoff hitter, and if he throws you a pitch right down the middle, why wait? Because it could be the only good pitch you see that at bat, or maybe the whole game. So come out swinging, and I know you're thinking, oh, leadoff, take some pitches, but if you're up there to hit, then hit that first pitch strike. Be confident.
Batting second for Staley, Lucas Wilson. He's the shortstop. He's up there on the, he's a left-handed hitter this time, going up against the right-handed pitcher. He is a switch hitter, the son of head coach Dave Wilson. Dave Wilson, the longtime head coach of the Staley Falcons, a longtime coach in the state of Missouri. And he lays the bunt down, and it'll be fielded by the third baseman, Jackson Aiken, and a close play over at first base. And the runner will advance to second. So the coach's son laying down the sacrifice bunt.
So he does his job. That's part of the two-hole. You try to your at bat, needs to either get the guy to second, or if he's on second, get the guy to third. So it's a productive out where you get your number 3 hitter up, the very big Jonathan Ludwig. Yeah. Wow, this guy's a horse.
Jonathan Ludwig, he's the center fielder for the Staley Falcons, left-handed hitter.
Did you say fullback or center fielder?
Center fielder.
Oh, okay.
Or tight end.
Yeah, either one, defensive end, something. Oof.
Sebastian Coleman and his catcher, Bryn Roadbush. And a little conference at the mound. One out here in the top of the first. John Randall on second base for Staley. Outfield playing Ludwig pretty much straight away. And a fly ball to right field. Caden Carter comes over and makes the catch.
I'll tell you what, this is an incredible play right here. This ball, the wind is killing it, and the ball was kind of top spun and fading all the way down. Caden Carter lays out and makes a great play. On, by the way, some great grass field right here. Coach Jay Meyer does a great job keeping the field.
Now, John Randall did tag up from second and is on third base now with 2 outs. But again, a great play by Caden Carter coming over to make the diving catch in right field. 1 ball to Jackson Glick, who's got some power, and he hits this on the right field. That's a RBI single for Jackson Glick.
Big Jackson Glick, that big lefty bat. He's a PBR Missouri team member. Last year he was hurt, didn't get to play a whole lot, so I'm sure they're glad to have him back in the lineup.
And that brings up the right fielder, Kenton Unruh. He's a junior, right-handed hitter. And Staley on the board here, 1-0. Very aggressive at the plate, swinging the bats in this first inning.
Yeah, they definitely are, and I love to see that. If you're going to be a guy as a pitcher that's going to be in the zone and you're not throwing in the mid to upper 90s, I mean, let it roll. They didn't come out and take batting practice here today, so you might as well just be swinging the bat now.
Here's a line shot down the line and left. That's going to be good for extra bases, as the runners will be at second and third for the Staley Falcons. With 2 outs in the top of the first inning as Glick slides in the third, a head-first slide.
Well, you can see we got to see his speed, even for a big guy. Jackson Glick, we talked about. Ludwig was a fast guy, but even for a big first baseman, Jackson Glick, he had no intentions of stopping at third base, so it's going to go as a double.
That brings up the third baseman, Joe Smith, senior. Not a lot of seniors on the field in this game. Again, no seniors in the starting lineup for Lee Summit West. Strike one. Fouled off, 0-2.
You can see Lee Summit West pitcher Sebastian Coleman. He is going to breaking ball first pitch, breaking ball second pitch. Obviously, these guys can hit that fastball, so he's going to throw any pitch at any time.
In the 0-2 pitch, and another line shot down the line and left, and that is fair. Foul ball.
Yeah.
Foul ball. So Smith will come back again if the count stays at 0-2. Talk about these grass fields, kind of unique nowadays in high school and college around this area of the country. Everybody's gone to the turf. This is the real deal, and it looks terrific.
It really does, and you can tell it's graded really well too, because you can see the center fielder's shoes. You can see the right fielder's shoes.
Got him looking. Strike three. But the Staley Falcons get on the board to take a 1-0 lead after the top of the first. The bottom of the first coming up right after this. Back at Lee Summit West High School, the Staley Falcons taking a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning, as the Titans of Lee Summit West coming up the bat. Their leadoff hitter is Braden Barbie. He's a sophomore. He's the designated hitter leading off today. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Drew Dickerson. And batting third, Jackson Aiken. He's the third baseman, a sophomore. Followed by Blake Jones, batting cleanup. He's the first baseman. Batting fifth, the catcher, Bryn Roadbush. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Austin Marsh. Tyler Wood, outstanding center fielder. Batting seventh, and then Caden Carter batting eighth, the right fielder. We saw him make a fantastic catch in the top of the first. And batting ninth, Adam Dodd. He's the second baseman. And again, on the mound for the Staley Falcons, Brody Earlbeck, left-handed pitcher, just a sophomore, but as Les mentioned, he's already committed to the University of Iowa. So obviously, this kid's got something.
Well, just watching him warm up, you can tell already, because his fastball's got really good sink movement. His changeup, the bottom drops out of it. And then he's got this slider / curveball that just hard down into the dirt. So if he's got some sense of control today, this is going to be a tough call for the Titans offense.
Sophomore against sophomore, Braden Barbie up there, right-handed hitter, takes ball one. A little inside ball two. He's only a sophomore, Earl Beck, but already has terrific, you can see his mechanics. And a nice smooth delivery, that left-handed pitcher. And there's a strike on the outside part of the plate.
And one of the things you can see, Braden Barbie too, the DH, he's right on top of the plate. His toes are right on top of that front line. Force pitcher to come inside.
Goes the opposite way to right field, and that's going to be caught by Kenton Unruh. 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Barbie has a great speed, one of the faster players on the team, as that brings up big Drew Dickerson, the shortstop, 6'4" junior. And this is another good player on the field today.
And Drew Dickerson also is comes from a well-known. He's a great kid, great family, exceptional athlete. Already heading to Missouri, so there's not that worry or concern. Where am I going to go to college? He's got that build, 205, 6'4".
And strike one, 1-1. Again, Drew Dickerson, would you call him a tall shortstop, 6'4"?
In high school, sure. In college or even pro ball, if you get all the way to pro ball, you're talking 6'4" is probably a smaller shortstop, but he's only going to get bigger. You probably 215, 220 as he continues to put on muscle. Again, only a junior. I mean, he's 17 years old, so he's still got 4 or 5 years to grow, not just up but out. Get more power in his swing, learn the game even more, but already fully developed as at least at the high school level.
Earlbeck, the 1-2 pitch, and got him swinging. That ball took a nice nosedive downward and a swing and a miss.
Well, this is one of the better curveballs you're going to see at the high school level from Brody Earlbeck. That thing starts outside and the bottom just drops right out of it. You can see the catcher just had to go down just a little bit, but that had a great late break, sharp bite down and in. That's a pretty good high school curveball for a young man who's just old enough to be driving a car as a sophomore.
With the West Titans, that brings up the third baseman, Jackson Aiken. He's another sophomore. Fouls that one down the right or the first base line. And Jay Meyer is the head coach with Lee Summit West, another longtime veteran coach. Both these teams, great programs. And I think that's indicative of the veteran leadership they have in the dugout. Oh, nice pitch there.
Another good curveball.
0-2.
Earlbeck's.
Yeah, it's hard to lay off.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spin rate when you've got a kid that's showing it. It's breaking that late. Normally at that age, their bodies aren't as developed. It takes a little bit more to get a curveball to do that.
0-2 pitch. This one's popped up on the left side, and left fielder John Randall coming in, and Randall makes the catch. So it's 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first inning. Staley Falcons have a 1-0 lead over the Lee Summit West Titans. And we go to the top of the second inning. Again, the Staley Falcons coming to bat with a 1-0 lead. The leadoff man in the second is their designated hitter, John DeFeo. He's a senior, right-handed hitter. And Sebastian Coleman, the right-handed pitcher, on the mound for the Titans.
See, both pitchers are pitching backwards. That was a first pitch curveball. Gets him thinking, and then coming in that low outside corner fastball.
0-2 and a swing and a miss and a strikeout for Sebastian Coleman, and that is his second straight strikeout going back to the top of the first. Brings up the second baseman, Carson Sapp, left-handed hitter. Fouls one down the left field line, out of play, 0-1.
I love the aggressiveness by both teams right now. Just coming out, you get a good pitch to hit, swing it.
A little high and outside, 1-1 the count. And Dave Wilson, his 23rd year as the head coach here. Overall record at Staley, 316 and 107. He also coached at Harrisonville, Lee Summit, and Columbia Hickman, where he won a state championship back in 2005. 2-1 count. Swing and a miss, 2-2. He took this team, he takes them on a trip every year. They went out to Arizona to play in a tournament out in Phoenix to start the season.
Yeah. My high school didn't travel that far.
Mine didn't either. He says it's great, not just the competition and everything. He said they played a couple teams in California that were just great, but just getting your team together that long, they charter a bus and go all the way. And that's ball 4 as Carson Sapp will get on base with a walk.
That's great bonding time, too, though. I mean, that's a long trip in a bus. Thank goodness they have bathrooms on those buses.
He said they stopped off in Winslow, Arizona, and he thought they'd be interested in seeing, standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. He said none of his kids had ever heard of the Eagles. So
yeah, I think that might be lost on this generation.
Brings up the catcher, Cooper Siloff. He swings at the first pitch, pops up to left field, and Austin Marsh comes in and makes the catch, and there's 2 away here in the top of the second.
It's just a great bonding time when you take big long trips like that. You look forward to it. You raise money for it. It's just one of those great trips that you look forward to when you're in 8th grade. Like, man, when I get to varsity and I go to Staley, I'm going to be able to take a really long trip like that. And so that's something they're going to remember for the rest of their lives.
John Randall, again, the leadoff hitter, back up there, his second appearance. He singled up the middle on the very first pitch of the game. And, wow, 2 pitches, 2 hits right up the middle for John Randall. He doesn't waste any time. That's pretty efficient right there. He's only seen 2 pitches in this game.
I love it, though. You get that leadoff hitter that if you throw him a fastball, first pitch, fastball, first inning, second inning, as at bat, first pitch, fastball, just went right back up the middle. And that's what you do.
He's on first. Carson Sapp now goes to second on the base hit. And that brings up again the shortstop, Lucas Wilson. We talked about him. He's a switch hitter, which really is unique anymore to see a switch hitter. Ball 1. His dad, again, the head coach, Dave Wilson, said when he was young, he asked to be a switch hitter. And I told him he could do it, but there's no going back. No quitting. You're going to be a switch hitter the rest of your life.
Well, it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy unless you're guys like Willie Wilson, who didn't switch hit until he got to the big leagues, but still ended up doing it for over 20 years. Yeah.
Same way.
Yeah.
2 balls, no strikes. This one is popped up behind us and out of play. So the count 2-1.
We talked a little bit before, too, about John Randall, the leadoff hitter. He had the 2 hits up the middle. He's going to St. Louis University. They've got that turf infield, so those ground balls up the middle are going to serve him well with the speed he has.
2-1 pitch, again fouled off that right side. Sun's starting to peek out a little bit. Really nice day. A little breezy. The wind kind of going right to left here at Lee Summit West Titan Field. 2-2 pitch, and that gets past the catcher, has no idea where it is. Sapp's going to come around third, and he is going to slide in safely for another run.
Well, this is a really difficult play. Leon, you were talking about it before, how a lot of times we're not used to seeing this big of a backstop area back here. It's almost like we're in Oakland on the sidelines. But there is a ton of room back here, and if the catcher doesn't know where it is, and on that play, Brendan Rodebush just couldn't find the ball. They were trying to point, and he was looking around, but Staley runners end up getting 2 bases and scoring their second run.
And John Randall goes to third, and 2 outs again. Lucas Wilson, full count, and swing and a miss, and he goes down on, or did he? Foul ball.
Just got a piece of it.
Didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was tough to hear, but the ball went straight down. I've got the better look because I can see right through the catcher's legs there.
Wow, right at me. Woo!
He said that's what you get for calling me on the punch out.
Man.
Did you flinch?
You know, I don't think I did.
Yeah, see, there you go. Caught that on TV. You're good.
Again, full count. And fouled back once again. So Lucas Wilson doing a nice job fighting off these pitches. Three and two outs here in the top of the second inning. Staley with another run in, leading 2-0. And wow, right back at us again. Again, Lucas Wilson with at the plate, Jonathan Ludwig on deck. And yet another foul ball down the first baseline this time.
Well, this is why this is
more baseball's in here.
Yes, this is why this is a good at bat. Even if he makes the third out and doesn't get John Randall in from third base and the inning's over, he's making the pitcher throw a lot of pitches here. He's tapping into his pitch count and making him tired.
Coleman again, and this is a base hit to the right side. That's a single, and John Randall will cross home plate and score for the second time in this game. That's a nice piece of hitting, as they say, from Lucas Wilson. Got the count full and fought off a bunch of pitches, as Les just mentioned, including that foul tip that he barely got a piece of.
Yeah, it's that foul tip that kept him alive right there, and it was a curveball, and it wasn't a bad pitch speed-wise. You'd see that Lucas Wilson was a little out front, but it just got a little bit too much of the plate, and he's able to hook it into right field.
Jonathan Ludwig up there, again the center fielder for Staley. He flied out his last time at bat back in the first inning. 3-0 now. Staley on top here in the top of the second. Outside, ball 1. Sebastian Coleman taking a peek over there at Lucas Wilson. threw over there on the first attempt. And here's a line shot right up the middle. That's another base hit. Wilson's going to stop at second. Jonathan Ludwig's on first with a single.
Well, the bats keep going for the Staley Falcons. They're patient at the plate, staying alive, hitting balls hard too. These aren't just kind of faders or bloop hits. They're on everything. And so Jay Meyer, the Summit West head coach, is going to come out and pay a visit to the mound.
And Jay Meyer coming out and brings up for Staley with 2 outs, Jackson Glick. Power hitting first baseman, a left-hander. Singled his first time up in the first inning, 3-0, and Staley doing some damage here with 2 outs. And looks like kind of a new pitcher, or they were warming one up.
Looks like the bullpen's just starting to get alive down there just a little bit, and maybe giving them some time, starting to get ready a little bit. But you know, it's good as a head coach and Jay Meyer. You know, he pitched high school, pitched in college, pitched professionally for the Cubs, White Sox, and Astros organization, so he understands this game, especially from the mound there. So he's going to, I'm sure, have a pretty solid amount of advice for Sebastian Coleman here.
Again, another veteran coach, Jay Meyer, the head coach of Lee Summit West. This is his 18th season as the head coach of the Titans. Earlier this month, just a couple weeks ago actually, he picked up his 400th career victory, and I guess they had quite a celebration. Players surprised him. They had T-shirts made up, and quite an honor. Over 400 victories. That's something to be proud of.
Yeah, that's some longevity there.
And high and outside, and Lucas Wilson goes down to third.
That looked like a set play that Lucas Wilson was going to take that no matter what. He got an incredible jump, and Sebastian Coleman didn't pay him any attention.
Ludwig still at first base. Pitch is low. That's going to be ball 2. Jackson Glick. And Glick, Les mentioned, did not play most of last year because of injury. He's coming back, and he has 2 for 2. Another line drive single to right field, and Glick with an RBI as Lucas Wilson scores.
Well, this is a pitch. I'm not even sure this pitch was in the zone. It was definitely up. If anything, it was at the top of the zone. Jonathan Ludwig, or Jackson Glick, I'm sorry, just turned right on top of it, and great balance and spun off that back foot, able to get his hands above it.
And Kenton Unruh deep to left field, and that is a foul ball on the first pitch. I look down, and boom, he's already swinging.
These guys are so aggressive. I'm going to have to keep my comments to 5 words or less as we go in between hitters.
2 men on, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Staley Falcons have scored 3 runs in the second, 2 with 2 outs. And Kenton Unruh, the right fielder, junior. And he takes strike 1. Nice pitch there from Sebastian Coleman. Well, the game plan for Staley was pretty much just swing the bats. They came out swinging in this game. There's a line shot to the shortstop. Dickerson can't handle it. Kind of a one-hopper, and everybody is safe. The bases are now loaded with 2 outs. Kenton Unruh on base.
I got to wait for the official score on that one. That was a little bit tough. It was definitely a short hop. Not sure if Drew Dickerson had a play at third or not for the force. Maybe couldn't quite get it in his glove, but he had enough time with his hand, but maybe he didn't have it clean, which would have been a force.
And brings up the third baseman, Joe Smith, and on the very first pitch, he pops up to his fellow third baseman, Jackson Aiken, who makes the catch in foul territory, and that's going to be the end of the top of the first. But again, 3 more runs for the Staley Falcons as they lead it 4-0. Hy-Vee proud to support Greater Kansas City High School Athletics, and you're watching some of the great Kansas City athletics here today as we're at Lee Summit West High School. The Titans at home against the Staley Falcons, and Staley on top 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Staley with 8 hits already in this game, Les, and
wow.
Lee Summit Titans, their second at bat, they went down, 3 up, 3 down in their first at bat.
Yeah, when you're on the road against a good team, I mean, of course, Staley's a good team as well, but when you're on the road, you got to come out swinging. It's almost like the Titans are shell-shocked here, but don't underestimate them. Don't count them out. This is still second inning, and this is still a pretty good hitting team, and so they got to have their chances as well. So they're facing a tough test. Brody Earlbeck on the mound again, a sophomore. Lefty, great movement, nasty curveball. If you're just joining us, man, late break, but this kid's exceptional. He's got great stuff.
Blake Jones will lead it off for the Titans. He's the first baseman for Lee Summit West, and he swings at the first pitch, and that is fouled back. And catcher Cooper Siloff, nice play, makes the catch, one away. That's a tough play for a young catcher.
It really is a tough play, and he did everything right there. He looked and found the ball first, then he lost his mask, got rid of it away from where he was running, and then as he came forward, he sprinted to the spot and then just approached it, stayed on the balls of his feet, let the wind bring that back, let the spin bring that back a little bit, and camped right underneath it, caught it off to the side. Excellent play.
Brings up the catcher now for Lee Summit West. That's Bryn Roadbush, and he takes ball one. And Brody Earlbeck, the left-handed pitcher for Staley, another nice pitch on the, kind of got the outside part of that.
The movement, yeah, the movement on his ball is just, it's unbelievable. If that was a changeup or a BP fastball, wow.
That ball almost broke out the other way. 1-1, or 1-2 now, 2 strikes on Bryn Roadbush. And that one's fouled back to the backstop. And we talked about a lot of foul territory behind home plate, and that certainly was beneficial to Cooper Siloff, the catcher for Staley. Had a lot of room to work. Another breaking ball, fouled back. 1-2. Got some activity over there in the Lee Summit West bullpen. I think that's Dalton Halterman warming up. So there'll be a pitching change when Staley comes back to the plate at the bottom of the, or the top of the third. Right now, though, the bottom of the second. 1 out. Bryn Roadbush, the second hitter in the inning. And he continues to foul these pitches away.
It's a good battle right here. This is the way you're gonna try to get to a guy like Brody Earlbeck. He's got all kinds of movement, all kinds of pitches. You just got to fight and scrap and try to work the count back even.
Doesn't waste any time either, and that ball gets away. That's a, I thought it might have hit the batter, but it did not. Came right back at us again. So make sure this is strong here.
The chain link is linking,
yeah.
Leon. We're good.
Taking some shots.
A couple dents in there, but I think we're safe for right now.
Count now 2-2. Bryn Roadbush, again the catcher for Lee Summit West. The Titans trying to get their first hit, trying to get their first base runner. And here's a ground ball. The shortstop, Lucas Wilson, can't handle it. And Roadbush will get on first.
We did a good job, did Bryn Roadbush, fighting during that at bat. Brody Earlbeck had him out front, just kind of poked it out there, but you can see this is going to be an error on the shortstop. He kind of played that back a little bit. He didn't charge that one hopper, and not that you necessarily had to charge it, but it wasn't aggressive on the ball. It kind of played it back and turned a short hop into what could have been just one long hop, and anytime you do that, it ends up eating you up a little bit, so it goes an error on the shortstop.
Lee Summit West, their first base runner of the game, and Austin Marsh, the hitter. He's the left fielder. Another junior in the lineup. Right-handed hitter. Takes ball one inside. E.D. Miller. Addison Miller is the runner over there for Roadbush. Miller, another one of the youngsters on this Titan team, a sophomore. Another ball inside. Kind of impressive, Earlbeck, not just a lot of movement. He really works the plate.
He does. It's a good call. He works both sides of the plate, top, bottom.
2-1. That one's fouled away, so the count now 2-2.
See there, he came hard in the pitch before that, and then he worked low and away on that one, took something off. And anytime you get a pitcher that's not just talented with their stuff, but can think the game and understands the game, boy, that makes him doubly as difficult to be able to get to him.
2-2 to Austin Marsh, and it's a high chopper to third base. Joe Smith comes up with it, throws it to first, and not in time. So the Titans with 2 men on.
We'll see, it's going to go down as a hit, but you can see in this situation, it was another time where third baseman, and you don't have a lot of time over there, but on grass, you can allow yourself to get a little bit of a toe on it. But boy, Austin Marsh got down the line really well. You can see the speed right there, and ended up getting him the hit.
That brings up the center fielder, sophomore Tyler Wood. And I heard a lot about this young man already. Just a sophomore, outstanding baseball player. 1 out here, the bottom of the second inning. And Wood takes strike 1.
Talking with Coach Meyer before the game, he was their closer to start the season, but he's been pitching so well. He threw a game Monday and threw a game Friday in the starting role.
0-1 pitch, and that's going to be low for ball 1. Tyler Wood.
It's a lot of weight on a young man too, you know, being a sophomore, and yeah, you're talented, but you got the weight of the program as a starter, and coach and teammates expecting a lot from you.
Here's a high chopper to Wilson. It's short, goes to 2 and throws it away, and a run will score as Addison Miller comes in on the errant throw from Lucas Wilson as a runner goes down to third, and Tyler Wood ends up at first.
Looked like a little bit that shortstop Lucas Wilson just rushed this a little bit. This time he did charge it, but he had a little bit more time. You always want to make sure about that play at second base, but he rushed it and didn't incorporate that his body movement, his momentum was carrying him out toward first base, and so you got to throw that ball behind you a little bit because the ball's going to move in. So error ends up costing him a run.
It's lefty against lefty here. 1 out still, and a line shot to right field. Caden Carter, but base hit. That's going to get past the right fielder. Kenton Unruh, 1 run scores. And runner coming around third on his way home, and safe. And we got a ball game.
And just like that, we said at the beginning of the inning, you can't count these Lee Summit West Titans out either. They can swing, excuse me, they can swing the bat themselves. And all you got to do is hit the ball hard and put it in play. Right fielder Ken Unruh just had a difficult time. It was one of those where if you're going to lay out, you got to be sure. I know it's early in the game, and so you can take a little bit more of a chance. But if he one hops that, maybe only the 1 run scores. But again, now the Summit West Titans are in business with a runner on third and less than 2 outs. Got a chance to tie this thing up already.
Yeah, Austin Marsh and Tyler Wood both scoring on that play. Caden Carter with the base hit. The right field gets past the right fielder, and he's on third. And 1 out with Adam Dodd, the second baseman, and fouls it off to the right side. 0-1.
Adam Dodd played for me back he's younger. He would always play up. He was always this tiny, he was the smallest kid, but one of the best players playing up 1 year and sometimes 2 years. Just how amazing of an athlete he was. In the 9 hole, he got hurt a little bit, but back in the lineup, hitting over 400 in the 9 hole.
And shows the bunt, pitch inside. Tyler Wood coming down from third. No throw, nobody over there to cover behind him, but 3 runs in here in the bottom of the second inning for the Lee Summit West Titans. Again, they went down in order to start this game, and were out hit 8-0 after 1 inning. But bottom of the second, they've come alive. Showing bunt again inside.
It's an interesting situation. You can see that the Staley third baseman Joe Smith is charging really hard in case this is a safety squeeze situation, which it's not a suicide squeeze. Jay Meyer giving signs down there. But you're going to go as far as the third baseman gives you because the shortstop has a long way to come over there to get you at third base.
And it's Caden Carter, their base runner at third, and pitches outside. It's going to be ball 3, 3-1 to Adam Dodd.
And the more the third baseman charges, if the shortstop doesn't get there, Caden Carter can come down there a long way, and they're not going to be able to get him. And then if they make the throw to first base, he could probably get a chance to come home.
There's a line shot down the line left field. That's fair. Caden Carter's going to walk home and tie this game up 4-4. Adam Dodd is in the second of a double, and he's really happy about it.
Adam Dodd can just keep staying hot, hitting, I think it was 424 from the 9-hole position. Hooks one right over the third baseman, Joe Smith's head, just inside the foul line for a double and an RBI. And just like that, we are 4-4.
And we move to the top of the order now for Lee Summit West. The Titans, Braden Barbie, the designated hitter. He flied out the right field his first time up, the right-handed hitter. 4-4, we're all tied up. You knew the Titans weren't going to go away quietly in this game. I mean, they've won 7 in a row coming into this game.
It looked a little off. First inning, pitching was a little off, defense a little bit off. Sebastian Coleman was a little bit around the middle of the plate, but boy, they've definitely settled down. Their offense has come to life here in just the second inning.
1 strike to Barbie. And a little number to the right field, a little blooper, and that's going to fall in for a base hit as Dodd will go to third, and Braden Barbie on first of a single. Just off the handle, it looked like.
It was. He got inside a little bit, but again, if you're, as John Mayberry always said, a swinging bat is a dangerous bat, and so all you got to do is just put the bat into play. And Adam Dodd had to wait a little bit, but now you got first and third. Still only 1 out for the Titans.
And Coach Dave Wilson coming out to talk to his young pitcher, Brody Earlbeck. Again, Earlbeck looked so impressive in the bottom of the first. Had a 1-2-3 inning, but struggling in the bottom of the second. 6 hits in the inning and 4 runs for the Titans. So that brings up Drew Dickerson, the shortstop, who struck out his first time up. Went down swinging. Dave Wilson out there talking to his infield and his pitcher.
We've had a previous at bat that wasn't very good, but then you see your offense just tagging balls all over the place and good things happening. It builds you confidence coming back up, and it tends to not cause you to wear the last at bat on your shoulders and start thinking behind you. You should never do that anyway, but hitting is more mental than it is physical. And so you get to a point where now you've gained confidence and you want to come through for your team.
Not only 6 hits in this inning for the Titans, but the Staley defense has 2 errors as well to keep things alive. Just 1 out. Drew Dickerson, the shortstop, and a fly ball deep to left field, and that one is out of here. The big man with the big home run, a 2-run shot.
I don't know how many times this inning we've said, and just like that, but big Drew Dickerson didn't wait. He got a pitch up, and in this wind blowing right to left, like you said, he got it up in the wind, and he hammered it over the left center field wall. That's a pretty poke out there, too, but again, down 4-0. He caught a pitch up in the zone, and he just stayed on it and lifted it. Big, strong, 205, 210-pounder. Just got it over the wall, and it went from a 4-0 ball game to now a 6-4, 7-4 Lee Summit West Titan lead.
That was a blast. Drew Dickerson brings up Blake Jones, the first baseman. Or check that, Jackson Aiken, the third baseman, sophomore. Just 1 out still in this second inning. 3-run shot. I should have been a little more clear there, as Caden Carter also scoring.
And the first hitter, Blake Jones, made the out, and everybody has reached base and scored since then.
7 runs in here in the bottom of the second inning. Count 1-1. Jackson Aiken, who popped up to left field his first time up back in the first. Now back to the screen. Boy, the Titans, you talk about coming alive. That wind, again, blowing right to left, but it's kind of coming in a little bit. That was just a shot.
Right, if you're going to hit a home run today, it's going to be from where he hit it over to the left field line.
Foul tip, 1-2, the count. By the way, Blake Jones is on deck, and it would be his second at bat in this inning.
Can you have writer's cramp in the second inning?
Again, now 7-4, the Titans of Lee's Summit West. 7 runs here in the bottom of the second. Still 1 out. Brody Earlbeck, starting pitcher for Staley, trying to get out of this. And ball 2, 2-2.
Talking with Coach Meyer before the game, he was saying that Jackson Aiken reminds him his lower half balance when he hits of a Will Clark-esque swing.
And there's another swing and a miss, and a much-needed strikeout for Brody Earlbeck. 2 outs here now in the bottom of the second, and that brings up Blake Jones, the first baseman, who earlier in this inning popped up to the catcher. Remember that?
Yeah, seems like so long ago.
And it seemed like Staley was out to a really good start. I think it was the first pitch, fouled back. And Blake Jones, 1 strike, and this is a fly ball to center field. Jonathan Ludwig coming in and makes the catch, and that's going to be the end of the second inning. But how about the Titans of Lee Summit West? 7 runs on 7 hits, and they lead now over Staley 7-3. And we move to the top of the third inning. Lee Summit West Titans now on top 7-4 of the Staley Falcons. And we have a new pitcher for Lee Summit West. He's right-hander Dalton Halterman. Halterman is a senior, so we've got a senior back in the lineup for the Titans now. 6'3", 195-pounder. Replacing Sebastian Coleman.
Good fastball, got a pretty good curveball, as you'll see right here. Overhand delivery, tall, get that tall 6'3" angle coming downhill, makes it a little bit tougher for hitters to see it.
And leading off for Staley Falcons will be the DH, John DeFeo, here in the top of the third. Swing and a miss right there. 1 strike on DeFeo. So Dalton Halterman, 1 pitch, 1 strike, and he does throw hard in the dirt. Ball 1. Low and inside. And just fouled off. Count now 2-2. Feo struck out his last time up in the DH. And a fly ball down the left field line, and that is in foul territory and out of play as Austin Marsh over there to chase it down next to the fence. So DeFeo come back to the plate with the count stays 2-2. Again, 2 evenly matched teams. I mean, certainly indicative of the record. 14-7 coming into this game. This is only the 7th time they have met in their history, and all-time record 3-3. So this is the rubber match.
Pretty good pitch right there, but that was a good call. It stayed up in the zone and broke a little bit too late.
Full count and a fly ball on the left side of the infield. Jackson Aiken right there, the third baseman, and moves to his left, makes the catch, and 1 out here in the top of the third inning.
One of the things you want to do after your team scores 7 runs in an inning is go out there as a new pitcher and get that first out no matter what it takes. You don't want to give that momentum right back to the other team because their offense can climb into it too. So good job by Halterman.
Strike 1 to the second baseman, Carson Sapp, who walked and scored a run his last time up. I believe this is the first time they've actually got the first batter of the inning. So you're right. That's get that first out of the way. Count 1-1. Carson Sapp. 2-1. Sun had been trying to peek through a little bit. Now it's cloud covered. Beautiful day for baseball. Ground ball to the left side. Aiken, the third baseman, can't handle it. Throw over, and that's not going to be in time. His first baseman can't come up with it either. Blake Jones and Staley have a base runner here in the top of the third inning is Carson Sapp.
See Jackson Aiken right here. He had it as an easy play, but he's trying to come through the ball and catch it and throw it before. Steady over there, cannon of an arm, but just rushed that just a little bit.
That brings up the catcher, Cooper Silaf. Popped up to left field his last time up, and that's where he goes this time, but that's a foul ball down the left field line. Strike one to the catcher. One out here in the top of the third inning. Staley Falcons, they scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second. But Lee Summit West with 7 runs in the bottom of the second to lead this game 7-4. 0-1 pitch, another strike. 0-2. Halterman out of the stretch and kind of pulled the string there and got him swinging and missing. Nice pitch.
Halterman did a great job. He came inside, got the foul ball, then he came outside and painted the outside corner, and then that little breaking ball right there in the inside corner just got him late. It's called that the 911 hack, the emergency swing, and nobody answered the call on that one for strike 3.
All right, that brings up John Randall, the leadoff hitter, the left fielder for Staley, and he has seen 2 pitches and has hit 2 pitches right up the middle for singles. And that one he let go by for ball 1.
Well, that was smart
First
pitching.
time he hasn't swung.
Yeah, just don't throw a strike. You've seen 2 strikes, got 2 hits, just don't throw him a strike. Get him out of his rhythm.
Runner at first, John Randall, and the pitch over to first. And that's Carson Sapp over there. Got on with an error. John Randall, the left fielder. Good-looking player. He's got a lot of speed out there. They got a fast outfield, this Staley team. Way inside, so ball 2 to Randall. And there's a swing and a miss. So it's 2-1 to John Randall. First time he's missed the ball today.
Halterman throwing some high heat right by him right there.
Again, Randall, 2 singles and scored 2 runs in this game. 2 outs here in the top of the third. And swinging him, that a foul tip. Oh, that was strike. Okay, strike 2. It was a swing and a miss. Strike 2, and the runner steals second. That's Carson Sapp over on second.
It's a good throw, but just the ball was at the wrong side of the bag. Great call by the umpire. Right on top of it. Got his hand in just under the tag. Throw had been on the other side of the bag. Got a little distracted by John Randall swinging a little bit.
All right, the count now 2-2 to John Randall. Runner in scoring position now with 2 outs. And low and in the dirt. Nice play by the catcher, Bryn Roadbush, to block that.
Wow, that's an incredible play. That's great mechanics right there. Using your feet to really get over there. You can see he really forced that right knee out to the side. You can see the angle. He threw his shoulders and his lower half to angle that block if it hits his chest right, filtering back in toward home plate. Excellent mechanics right there. Really good job. Quick body movement, good turn. Didn't have a lot of time either.
Count now full to John Randall. And Carson Sapp on second. Got there. He walked or got on base of an error and then stole second. Here's a foul ball on the third base side. So Randall staying alive.
Halterman can stay on the outside part of the plate here. You see John Randall just a little bit opening up to that front foot coming out just a little bit, so it opens your shoulder and your hip. If you get something away, you might have a chance to put him away here.
Another 3-2 pitch and another foul ball. Went down low on that one. Good look at John Randall. There's Carson Sapp over on second base. Trying to get a run back in here. Halterman taking his time. That's a high fastball, and it's going to be ball 4. 2 men on with 2 outs.
Excellent bat by John Randall.
He's reached base 3 times in this game now.
That's what your leadoff hitter's supposed to do, right?
Lucas Wilson scored his last time up, had a base hit. In the shortstop, batting left-handed. He's a switch hitter. 2 on, 2 outs. The top of the 3rd inning. Well, outside, ball 1. And Wilson, the son of the head coach Dave Wilson, he's a junior. And that's going to be low for ball 2.
I'm really impressed with Ren Roadbush behind the plate. He's doing a great job keeping those balls in front of him.
And Halterman bringing mostly fastballs here. Had some trouble getting it up, though. That one's way too high.
Starting to rush just a little bit. The body's starting to come forward a little bit too quickly before his arm catches up to it. You can see when he stays smooth, stays relaxed, and gets the ball out front, he can command his pitches well.
All right, it's 3-0 now. And that's going to be ball 4, bases loaded. John Randall moves down to second. Carson Sapp down to third. And Lucas Wilson on first. And Jonathan Ludwig, the big man, the big left-hander, singled to center field his last time up. And Jay Myers coming out. And we may have another pitching change for the Titans of Lee Summit West. So 2 outs. Staley has been able to load the bases here as Dalton Halterman having trouble, some control issues right now.
It's one of those pressure situations. You came in, you didn't warm up. Don't always know if you're going to be in the game or not, but looks like Coach Myers writing something down or getting ready. Maybe
I think we're going to see Evan Watson come into the game. He's warming up in the bullpen right now. Evan Watson is a left-handed junior. How much time do you get to make these?
Yeah, I'm wondering, but he used every bit of it because the base umpire came up, and right as he came up, that's when he went to the bullpen. So we are going to see a new pitcher.
There he comes, and again, that is number 15, Evan Watson, a left-handed junior, 6'3", 185-pounder, replacing Dalton Halterman. Meanwhile, Jonathan Ludwig will be the batter for Staley here with the bases loaded in 2 outs. Ludwig singled center field his last time up in the 2nd inning. Big left-handed center fielder. Tough position to come into. Not a clean inning for Mr. Watson, obviously, to come into. Another left-handed pitcher. The first left-handed pitcher we've seen for the Titans in this game.
Well, it's one thing to come in with the bases loaded in 2 outs after you just scored 7 runs, but then it's another thing to come in with big Jonathan Ludwig, the center fielder, built like a truck, runs like a deer. Already flew out to right field, single.
Now, the way the wind blowing today, it seems it's going to favor right-handed hitters a little more than a big left-handed guy.
Definitely. And so you want to work, even though he's big and strong, you want to work inside, at least early in the count, and then maybe get him fishing away, put him on the defensive just a little bit. You see there's a little bit of movement in his warm-up and his fastball. Doesn't look like he throws super hard, but he's probably one of those control specialists, and so you're really going to have to make sure that you hit your spots, work both sides of the plate.
We saw Staley so aggressive to start this game at the plate. They continue that here to see what they can do with the bases loaded, make this guy throw strikes right away.
Looks like somebody stuck a leg inside Jonathan Ludwig's jersey. The arms on that kid.
Again, Ludwig, the center fielder. It's going to be lefty against lefty, and now Evan Watson wants to talk something over with his catcher, Bryn Roadbush, already.
Maybe he's asking him who put the leg inside that jersey.
How big is this guy?
Yeah. Thought he was wearing a football helmet?
Staley down 7-4 here in the top of the third. They have the bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch to Ludwig, high and inside, ball 1.
You can see Ludwig's approach. He looks at pitches like he's just super patient, looking for one pitch in one zone. He's going to be patient till he gets it.
Good look at Jonathan. Ball 2. Ooh, strike on the outside part of the plate. Oh my!
That's a
2-1.
That's a favorable call. That's about 6 inches off the plate right there. So a little bit of a break. Wants to hit anyway though.
2-1 pitch, and a fly ball lifted to right field. Caden Carter back, and Caden Carter makes the catch, and the Titans get out of the jam as the Staley Falcons leave the bases loaded. 7-4, Lee Summit West on top of the Staley Falcons. Go to the bottom of the third inning, the Lee Summit West Titans on top of the Staley Falcons 7-4, and for Staley, we've got a new pitcher coming into the game as Brody Earlback was the starter. He is out of the game now as we start the bottom of the third. And it's going to be a right-hander, and that's going to be Ty Hill. He's a senior right-handed pitcher. Going to go to Benedictine College. Also plays the infield when he's not pitching, but Ty Hill now the pitcher for Staley. So we go from the left-hander Earlbeck to the righty Ty Hill. Meanwhile, leading off for the Titans will be the catcher, Bryn Roadbush, who got on base on an error in the second inning and then scored one of those 7 runs. So we're at the bottom of the third. Roadbush takes ball 1 on the first pitch from Ty Hill. Just on the inside part of the plate, strike 1. Good look at Ty right there. A little high, ball 2.
I like this umpire's zone. He's going to make you bring it down in the zone a little bit. Fairly consistent on the top part.
And Ty Hill working. Did he get him?
He did.
He hit him. Bryn Roadbush hit by the pitch. Goes to first base, and runner on with nobody out, and Austin Marsh coming to the plate, the left fielder, who singled in the second and scored a run. And we've got Addison Miller back in as a in the run. Second time he's been in the game as a runner. Scored his last time. A lot of guys scored in that last inning.
Yeah,
7 runs.
That's a good call. They did.
Meanwhile, Austin Marsh showing bunt. Throw down to first. Miller is back safely.
Miller's got good wheels over at first base, too. You can see as the bunt comes, he gets that big secondary lead, but plenty of time to get back. He puts a little bit more pressure on the catcher and the pitcher here.
Ty Hill pitching out of the stretch, of course, with man on base, but he was pitching out of the stretch to start this inning as well. And Miller going down to second. The throw is... Got him?
He said he got him, but it looked like he dropped the ball. The ball kicked into short center field.
So Addison Miller reaches second safely. Let's look at this one again. The throw down by Cooper Siloff. Nice throw.
Yeah, look at a good throw. And
right on the money.
Yeah, the tag was there, but he kicked it out of his glove. You can see it just trickling there into center field. So it's a tough break by Staley.
So now a man on second. Count 1-1 to Marsh. And again showing bunt. Outside, ball 2 as Cooper Siloff coming out to talk to his pitcher, Ty Hill.
See Ty Hill already, his facial expression, he's already getting a little bit frustrated right there, not being able to throw strikes. And again, you get a runner in scoring position, you're down, you're on the road, and there's a hitter up there that is not just up there stabbing at anything. He knows to pull the bat back, trying to get the runner over. Puts a little pressure on you.
2-1 the count. And a time called here. You know, analytics has kind of devalued the stolen base over in recent years in baseball, but still there's a factor of kind of shakes up the pitcher a little bit and gets people on their toes a little more and maybe paying attention to the runners more than they should.
It does just a little bit, because at the high school level, you know, you've got two coaches here, Coach Wilson and Coach Meyer, that they're still part of that old school group. They're going to play small ball. They're going to advance runners over. They're going to do the little things so you learn how to play the game well.
In other words, be disruptive a little bit, the stolen base and aggressive base running. Certainly Major League Baseball is trying everything they can to bring the stolen base back, and I understand the numbers are up this year with the bigger bases and less offerings on the pickoff moves or moves to first base.
I'd like to see less rules and just let them play the game.
2-2 the count. And a swing and a miss. So Ty Hill, that's got to feel good for him. Gets his first strikeout of the game. That's
a good comeback here by Ty Hill. It was the pitch before. It's a good breaking ball, low and away. Probably looking middle inside was Austin Marsh, but the pitch that he got after he'd gone down to Coach Meyer for that little conference down there, the next pitch was an outside fastball, and he wasn't going to bunt. That was the pitch to hit that ground ball to second, so he missed that opportunity.
Brings up the center fielder Tyler Wood, and that pitch low in front of the plate in the dirt. Ball 1. Tyler Wood got on base of a fielder's choice in the second, then scored.
You know what I'd like to see catchers too? Cooper Siloff for Staley. You know, he's a bigger catcher. You see catchers that are bigger and muscular, but he can move. He hops to the ball. He's got a good arm, accurate arm, quick release.
Addison Miller, the base runner at second. A high chopper down the first base side. That's foul. Tyler Wood, 1-1 now.
You say your catcher is your general on the field. He's supposed to be your smartest guy and be able to control the whole field, but it doesn't hurt when they're agile and tough.
And they truly are a backstop back there. They gotta make some big plays sometimes.
Especially when you have a pitcher that's in the dirt a lot or he's all over the zone.
1-1 pitch to Tyler Wood, and that's called strike 2.
Ty Hill's definitely settled down since that little conference there. Starting to keep the ball down, spot his pitches, mix them well.
And Tyler Wood, the 6'3" sophomore center fielder. Outside, ball 2.
He's heading to a pretty good program once he gets to college, even though he's only a sophomore. Tennessee program's a perennial powerhouse, especially in the SEC and nationally.
2-2, 1 out. And he got him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Ty Hill.
Ty Hill makes an excellent pitch right here. Breaking ball on the outer half right there. It's a little slider, but Cooper Siloff does a good job framing it and pulling it back in there. You can see that lower half opening up right there. Tyler Wood may be expecting a fastball inner half, but once you commit forward and open, it's really hard to come back and get that outside pitch.
Hill checking that runner at second, and the pitch outside to Caden Carter. Carter got on base his last time up, was single and scored. Count 1-0. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the third inning.
See, if I'm a hitter that last at bat, bases were loaded, I want that to be a triple.
And Caden Carter calls the timeout. He's granted that from the home plate umpire, so try it again here with the count 1-0. 2 outs. Bottom of the third, Ty Hill. There's a fly ball deep to right field, but then settling under it is Kenton Unruh, and he's got it. And Ty Hill gets out of it, leaves a runner on second. No runs for the Lee Summit West Titans. We go to the top of the fourth. Titans on top, 7-4 over Staley. Hy-Vee proud to support Greater Kansas City High School Athletics. Leon Liebel along with former Kansas City Royal Les Norman on the broadcast today from Lee Summit West High School. Home of the Titans, and the Titans on top of the Staley Falcons 7-4 as we head to the top of the fourth inning. And leading off for the Staley Falcons will be the first baseman, Jackson Glick.
First swing looking like he wasn't worried about the wind blowing in from right. He wanted some of that.
Popped up on the left side, and the third baseman going over, and out of play it goes. And Glick will remain up there at 0-2. He's 1 for 1 on the day, 2 singles in this game. Again, the wind not favoring the left-handed power hitters today. We've seen a couple deep shots to right field. It kind of just died out there. Another foul off to the left side.
Good piece of hitting there to stay alive. Inside pitch, and that pitch was low and away, and he fought it off really well, especially for a guy with a slightly open inside pull swing and stance.
Again, facing the left-hander, Evan Watson. 0-2. Count remains. Again, Jackson Glick, he's got a nice swing, left-hander. Getting some of these baseballs back into play.
We've seen a lot of different parts of this game today. We've seen a big home run. We've seen incredible defense. We've seen shaky defense. We've seen good base running. Great on both sides. Great catching.
0-2 pitch to Glick. And he kind of just checked swing that one over the backstop on the left side. Another foul ball. A lot of foul balls in this game. See it again. He's protecting himself a little bit there. Ooh, a breaking ball, and to the second baseman, Adam Dodd. Dodd over the first, and in time, 1 out in the top of the fourth inning.
Evan Watson did a good job that at bat. He kept trying to stay in a couple in a row, then go away, come back in a couple, and then go back away. Got Jackson Glick to just reach and pull, trying to stay alive. Adam Dodd over at second base, the sure-handed second baseman. I think Adam Dodd was born with that glove. He was born with the glove on. Mom Beth gave him that glove. Born broken in, and just a great athlete, great player.
Kenton Unruh up there now, the right fielder for Staley. Had a double back in the first inning, and a single in the second, and down the left field line, and he's on his way to second for at least a double. Yeah, he'll stop right there. So 2 doubles on the day for Kenton Unruh. Line shot down the field, down the left field line.
Good piece of hitting again. The aggressiveness.
Going down
fastball,
low.
Yeah, going down low inside. That's part of his swing. Does a good job staying right there. What great balance. Strong lower half. You can do a lot with your hands if you keep your lower half from moving forward. Even if you get fooled, you stay still, your hands can do some serious damage right there. So we've seen that on both sides. A really good job of some advanced hitting. That comes also from good coaching, good reps, practicing it over and over again. But when you're strong at that young of an age and a good base, you're going to be a good hitter.
Staley for runner in scoring position with 1 out, and a ground ball to the shortstop, Drew Dickerson, and over first base in time as the runner does advance to third. That was Joe Smith, the batter, the third baseman. Advances again, Unruh to third, but 2 outs now in the top of the fourth inning. John DeFeo, the designated hitter, he popped up to third baseman his last time up. Strike 1 to DeFeo. And he struck out and popped up in this game, 0 for 2. Count now 1-1. High chopper to Dickerson at short, And on the run, makes the catch, the throw off the bag, but nice play by the first baseman, Blake Jones, to make the tag, and that's the end of the top of the fourth. Staley Falcons go down. They leave a runner on third. 7-4. Titans on top of the Falcons. We're back after this.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
And back at Lee Summit West High School, Leon Liebel along with Les Norman. An IV game of the week. The Titans of Lee Summit West leading the Staley Falcons 7-4. Let's go to the bottom of the fourth inning. In the Titans of that huge second inning. 7 hits, 7 runs. Also helped out by a couple of Staley errors in that second inning. Ty Hill remains the pitcher for the Staley Falcons. He replaced the starter Brody Earlbeck in the third inning. As leading off for Lee Summit, be Adam Dodd, second baseman. In the bottom of the fourth. And an RBI double his last time up. Ball 1.
This young man has just been a gamer ever since he was 3 years old, chasing his 2 older brothers around the fields. Always the dirtiest player on the field. I mean, just that.
Dirty, you mean literally dirty?
Literally dirty. I mean, you could see his eyes when he opened them. There's dirt all over his face. And usually the 3-year-olds are all off playing in the dirt.
Ooh.
Playing in the dirt while, older brother's playing, but he just mixed it right up in there with him. I mean, I might have asked his parents one time, how old is that kid? He's 3 or 4? No, he's like 6 or 7, and just always an exceptional athlete.
3-0, 4 straight pitches, and he's on base of a walk. As that brings up the leadoff hitter for Lee Summit West, as that will be Braden Barbie. He is the DH as well. He had a single in that big second inning. Nobody out now. A runner on first already. Adam Dodd walking the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Strike 1 to Braden Barbie, the sophomore.
It's good call by the catcher there too, because you just walked a guy, threw a bunch of fastballs, so you throw a first pitch curveball, find your release point again, and get you back in the zone.
Here's a comebacker right to the pitcher, Ty Hill, over to first, and the out is made there as Adam Dodd advances down to second base.
Adam Dodd got a good jump here. I'm not sure if he was stealing on the play. It looks like he might have been stealing on the play, but good job by Ty Hill. There was no chance at second base, so the only plays at first base.
Yeah, Ty Hill just knocking that one down. This is his second inning, the second straight inning he's allowed the leadoff hitter to get on. He got out of that trouble his last inning, a couple strikeouts and a flyout. Now he's got one out here in the bottom of the fourth with Drew Dickerson, the batter. And Dickerson, his last time up was memorable. A deep shot to left center field, a home run, 3-run home run.
I'm not sure he got all of that either. I mean, it was a pitch that was up, and we know the wind's, it's not blowing necessarily right to left. It's coming in a little bit too, so he got enough. It just shows you how strong this kid is.
1 ball, no strikes. Low in the dirt. 2-0. Yeah, that was a shot. Again, the wind kind of American flag behind us stretching out still, but doesn't seem as intense as it was earlier in this game. 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Man on second, and a swing is fouled back.
So that swing right there
was the home run.
Yes, that swing right there was kind of one to be that one again, but you can see you get a big man like that. He got extended last at bat, and then there's the damage done.
2-1 to Drew Dickerson. Again, he's 6'4". He's the shortstop, junior for the Titans. Another foul. Just got a piece of that one. Count stays at 2-1. Or moves to 2-1. 2 strikes, 2 strikes, 2 balls. Ty Hill checking that runner behind him at second. And that pitch is low and in the dirt, and a nice block again from Cooper Silef, who throws down to second. Not in time. Adam Dodd is back safely.
He's pretty accurate, comes Cooper Silef. He's like, no, you're going to get off. I'm going to make you earn it getting back. You're going to take that big of a lead.
It's a lot closer than it appeared in real life. Count is full now to Dickerson, 3-2. 1 out, a runner on second. And that's going to be low and in the dirt, and that is ball 4 as Dodd will be able to go down to third on the pitch that got away. The runners at the corners now with 1 out.
It's just good base running right here. As soon as that ball goes in the dirt, Adam Dodd didn't take a shuffle step. He took off immediately. It's just great instinct. It's just something you can't teach. You can talk about it, but you have to be a confident base runner, not necessarily a speedy base runner, but decent speed, but confident and be able to go at the right time. And obviously that ball skipped away, but he made no hesitation whatsoever. Now 1st and 3rd with only 1 out.
And that brings up the third baseman, the sophomore Jackson Aiken. Struck out in the 2nd inning. Right-handed hitter, and there's a deep shot to left field down the line and left. And that is going to be a ground rule double we have?
No, stayed in the park and hit off the top of the wall.
And that is a double as Adam Dodd will score the run and an RBI double for Jackson Aiken.
Well, in this situation, Jackson Aiken hits it toward the left fielder, but now the wind pushed it into the corner. Up and in, great job with his hands. Look at the strength right there, getting his hands inside. So this ball drifts away from the left fielder, and it hits the very, very top of that picket fence material and stays in the park for a double and an RBI.
So it's now 8-4. Titans on top. As that brings up Blake Jones, the first baseman, takes ball 1 inside. Jackson Aiken with a RBI double. He's on second. Drew Dickerson now on third. And here's a fly ball to right field. Kenton Unruh settles under it, makes the catch. Runner's going to tag at third. They're going to throw to second. And another run does score for the Titans as Drew Dickerson comes across the plate, making it 9-4 Titans.
Another good job of hitting. Runners on second and third. Situational hitting. This is something that all teams, especially good teams, will go over and over again. Pitch a little bit away, just lifts the ball, just gets it out there enough. Drew Dickerson obviously wisely doesn't want to make the third out at third base with a strong throw by Unruh out in right field. So he just gets himself set up, realizes it's going to be a strong throw, but a sacrifice fly. Good situational hitting.
9-4. Lee Summit West on top. That brings up the catcher, Bryn Roadbush, who was hit by a pitch his last time up. Takes strike 1.
I'd mentioned Drew Dickerson. That's actually Jackson Aiken on second base. Dickerson's the one that scored.
2 outs again in the bottom of the 4th, but 2 more runs in for the Titans. High and inside from Ty Hill. Count 1-1 to Bryn Roadbush. Now down the right field, right side, I should say, and nice hustle over there from the first baseman, Jackson Glick. Makes a sliding move into the fence over there.
The way the wind is blowing, that's a great play too, because the way that ball's spinning, that may not get out of play. So obviously good job keeping it safe, because you don't want to run into a pole part of that. So he slides in his body and uses his spikes to go into the fence to cushion the contact.
Count now 1-2 to Roadbush. Swing and a miss, and he goes down swinging. That's a strike 3, and that's going to be the end of the 4th inning of play. But 2 more runs coming in for the Titans of Lee Summit West. They now lead it 9-4 of the Staley Falcons. It's now 9-4 after a couple more runs from the Titans of Lee Summit West as they lead Staley 9-4 as we go to the top of the 5th inning, and leading off for the Falcons of Staley, second baseman Carson Sapp. He got on base his last time up with an error. It's one of the he was left on base and they loaded it up with 2 outs. Could not score. Once again, pitching for Lee Summit is Evan Watson. Whoa, right at us again.
In the wrong spot today.
John Randall comes over to pick up that ball.
Gave you a little look. You're getting some,
I heard his name.
Some TV time.
Outside, ball 1. 1-1. And a pinch hitter on deck. It looks like as Chase Maddox is in the on deck circle.
See, this is something that I don't understand. You have a left-handed batter up here, the umpire over at first base, that a home plate umpire would allow you to make that call.
And down goes Carson Sapp.
Great curveball here by Evan Watson. Saying the pitch before that is just difficult. That when you have an umpire over there, they shouldn't even be able to make that call unless they have an umpire down the third base line, which just gives you a clear shot at it.
Chase Maddox, he's a senior. Big right-handed hitter. First time we've seen him today. Takes ball 1. Maddox batting for the catcher, Cooper Silef. And fouls this one off the left side. So 2-1. Boy, the Falcons had such a terrific first and second inning, and it's just gone quiet. Fouled in front of the plate or next to the plate.
Good changeup right there by Evan Watson. Ren Rodebush caught one somewhere in the lower half right there. That's difficult because he fouls it off, and you kind of come up just a little bit, like bounced in underneath. Yeah, the from under ball is a little bit tough to when it comes up underneath. Yeah, it's a little bit tough. So take your time, young man. You're a tough dude.
And Jay Meyer out to talk to him, make sure he's okay. Getting the gear back on. 2-2 the count. Chase Maddox making his first appearance in the game.
I think those short hops underneath you only happen on Mondays.
1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Another foul back. Maddox, another big guy up there, big right-hander. And that's a shot down the line in left field, and that's going to be a foul ball. Just left side of the bag there.
Chase Maddox doing a good job. It's tough to sit a whole game and come in and have an aggressive at bat, but he's definitely up there to swing and do some damage.
2-2 pitch. Outside, count full. Good look at Evan Watson right there, the lefty. Maddox continuing to fight off these pitches.
Mixing in some good changeups too, as Evan Watson with a 3-2 count.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Dickerson can't handle it. Maddox is going to reach first safely. Chase Maddox on base, and Staley with a runner on base with 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
This ball took a tough hop. Drew Dickerson did a good job moving his feet over, but as he came down to it, that ball took a very last-second hop. I mean, even on good fields like this, it's tough sometimes if you hit a pebble or just a cleat mark or something that isn't smooth. So he did everything right. Ball just took a difficult hop. He'll tell you he should have had it, but
what do you rule that as?
They gave him an error. I mean, you probably give him an error because it was right at him, but it's a tough break.
John Randall, first pitch swinging again, deep to left field, and the center fielder Tyler Wood coming over to make the catch.
Good job by the center fielder here. Tyler Wood definitely got the wheels the whole time. Good communication. Didn't drift either, but you got to communicate because both the center fielder and left fielder arrived there at the same time. Tyler Wood's ball the whole way. Did a good job of getting after it, getting it back in.
First time we've seen Lucas Wilson on the right side of the plate. Again, the switch hitting shortstop for Staley. Facing Evan Watson for the first time in this game, the right-handed hitter. But two previous at-bats, he was batting from the left side. He walked his last time up, fouls that one back. And Chase Maddox on first base with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. And here's a fly ball to center field, and Wood comes in and makes the catch, and down go the Falcons in the top of the 5th inning with no runs as we head to the bottom of the 5th. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning as the Lee Summit West Titans leading 9-4. Again, had a huge second inning where they scored 7 runs, 2 more in the 3rd. And now leading 9-4. Ty Hill on the mound still for the Staley Falcons. He's given up 2 runs back in the 3rd inning, or 4th inning, I should say. As leading off will be Austin Marsh for Lee Summit West. He is the left fielder. Struck out his last time up.
See Cooper Sileff back in the game behind the plate. Re-entering.
Again, Maddox pinch hit for him there in the top of the 5th. Chase Maddox, but and Sileff staying back behind the plate. Done a nice job back there defensively. First pitch to Marsh, high and inside. Last week of April. Season's going by quickly in both these teams. 14-7 coming into this game. And Lee Summit West on a 7-game winning streak. Staley has won 5 of their last 8. Strike 2. Nice pitch.
Good little slider, curveball right there. Started up in the zone a little bit, breaks late.
1-2 pitch. A little high. And Ty Hill replaced starter Brody Earlbeck. Earlbeck after a terrific start in the 1st inning. And that's going to be ball 4 in the 3-2 pitch outside.
Pretty good pitch, just missed off the corner.
Tyler Wood comes to the plate. Center fielder.
Late in the game, you're down 5. You got a guy up there with a bat. I mean, he's gonna compete, but you don't want to continue to work the count and make a good pitch and then pitch get away from you and tally up your pitch count too much, because then when you make a close pitch and you're all over the place, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt in a close call.
Hill throws over to first, and the runner gets back. It's, again, Austin Marsh diving back to the bag. Jackson Glick over there, the first baseman for Staley. Ooh, nice pitch. Kind of froze him. 0-1 the count to Tyler Wood. And Ty Hill came in to replace the starter. Dave Wilson said look for Hunter Hampshire to come into this game as well. He's a left-handed pitcher, and we'll see if he comes in relief at all. No one warming up in the bullpen I can see yet, but we'll keep an eye on that. Tyler Wood have a lot of fans here in the ballpark. And they're throwing the dirt, and Sileff throwing down to first base. Catcher's pretty aggressive with those throwdowns.
Yeah, he's going to let you know.
I remember Salvador Perez's very first game for the Royals, watching that, and I think he threw a guy out at first nearly threw out another guy at second. What is this? His very first game. Here's a high chopper to the shortstop. Lucas Wilson over to first. Got him as the runner advances to second.
Good play there. Maybe a hit and run on, but did a good job. Just put the ball in play, hit it where it's pitched.
Brings up Caden Carter, the right fielder. Flied out to right field his last time up. Left-handed hitter. Seems like Ty Hill's had a runner at second every inning, and he has actually. Out of the stretch checking that runner as Caden Carter is going to take ball one. One ball, no strikes to Caden Carter. Made a terrific catch early in this game as well. A diving catch out in the right field back in the first inning. Actually saved a few more runs because they only got one run in that first inning, the Falcons of Staley, and they were threatening.
That's right, because when you lay out, that ball gets by you and doesn't check up, everybody's going to advance at least 2 bases.
Hill taking his time out of the stretch, the 1-1 pitch, and fouled back, 1-2. I think I've mentioned this before, Les, but what a terrific day for baseball.
Yeah, the sun's come out now. It's not that cloudy overcast and a little bit on the cool side, but still the wind's not super strong.
Low 60s, mid 60s.
Yeah, beautiful field.
Breaking ball down low, ball 2. I was going to ask you, we've seen some errors on this field. This field is in terrific condition, no doubt about it.
It's one of the best
a lot
grass
of these
fields
guys are used to playing on turf these days. Does that make a difference, I wonder?
Well, it can, but that's why you take infield. That's why you get used to it. And you know, not every field is turf, even though they're moving that way. And even when they get to college, a lot of these guys on this field on both sides are going to go to college and play.
Here's a line shot the other way. That's going to fall in for a base hit. John Randall brings it in. And runners at the corners now with one out as Caden Carter singles to left field.
This is an exceptional piece of hitting. This ball looked like it was away, and he just stayed with it, just kept his front shoulder in, and he's just fighting to stay alive, put it in contact, see what happens. It's a soft single, but he goes with it, and John Randall does a good job hustling in to get the ball in, but beautiful piece of hitting right there by Caden Carter. We've seen him use both sides of the field today with his hands.
Adam Dodd, who walked his last time up and then scored, is the batter, the second baseman. The throw to first gets away from Glick at first, and that's going to advance the runners and score another run for the Titans as Austin Marsh comes around to score on the throw, errant throw to first base.
So this is just a situation that you don't want to do. You don't want to. And picking over is not the problem, but you got to make sure you make a good throw, and he throws it up into the runner, and even though it's a lefty, left-handed Jackson Glick might have been a little bit too deep on the left side of first base, but still you want to make sure that you keep the guy on base and not give him the gift there.
Now 10-4. Lee Summit West, and oh my, Ty Hill just threw a strike, but I think he's hurt. He bent over immediately after he threw that pitch.
That's not a good sign. I can't tell if his left hand was grabbing. Yeah, he's grabbing his forearm and the inside of his arm right there. That's not a great sign. You know, we just hear that. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But just recently you hear the sign of Chris Bubich getting hurt, and you just hate to see this with a young pitcher. You just hope it's a sore arm or something that's not serious. But, yeah, he releases this ball. You can see right there. It's a breaking ball, but he felt something right there as soon as the catcher caught it. He just turned his head to the side. That is not a good sign. Boy, you hope this young man's okay.
Yeah, Ty Hill, no doubt, will be coming out of the game. It's Dave Wilson, the coach out there. And we have a trainer coming out as well to look over Ty Hill, the right-hander, who once again came in relief of Brody Earlbeck. Ty Hill has been working hard in this game. He's never had it easy. Threw a strike there to Adam Dodd, and just been over in pain.
Yeah, you just like I said, you hate to see it because the way he grabbed it, he started grabbing it in the forearm, but then he kind of moved it up like it was on the inside of the elbow, and that's never a good sign for a pitcher. Again, I am not a doctor. I cannot and will not make a diagnosis. Just know that you hate to see when a pitcher grabs his elbow, and you can see as he walks off the field, he's obviously hurt, physical pain, frustrated, arm hanging at the side. Got a new pitcher coming in. He's going to get his plenty of time to warm up.
Yeah, it's going to be Jacob Garcia. Garcia is a pretty good right-handed pitcher, a sophomore. He's had some good moments this season. I think he actually had a one-hit earlier this year in a starting role, but Jacob Garcia coming on in relief here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 run in for the Lee Summit West Titans as they lead it now 10-4 with 1 out. Really a strange game as Staley got off to such a strong start pitching and hitting.
Right.
Scored 1 run in the first. Can we mention Caden Carter, though, did come up with that great defensive play for Lee Summit, saved a couple more runs. Then 3 more runs in the second. They're out to a 4-0 lead, and they haven't scored since.
Yeah, you were thinking, even though you have to respect Lee Summit West because they're a pretty good team. Like you'd mentioned, Leon, they're 14-7 too, but they're riding a 7-game win streak. They were 7-7 at one time and then just rattle off 7 in a row. And the next thing you know, Staley's up on them 4-0 before you can even blink. And the pace of this game, even though, we've been out here now, this game aired at 4 o'clock. It's an hour and 45 minutes we've been playing, and we're only in the bottom of the 5th inning. But
if you get that pitch clock going, Les.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, somewhere around here, someone snuck the pitch clock in. But you felt like, this is going to be over quick. It's going to be a boat race. Sometimes you just come out to play, and you don't come out to play. But after that inning and a half, and it was 4-0, Lee Summit West came on, and they just got after it. That whole thing started with Blake Jones in the first inning, popping out to the catcher. And then all of a sudden, Roadbush reaches on error. Marsh singles. Wood reaches on an error. Carter hits a line drive base hit that the ball gets by. 3-run score. Adam Dodd doubles for an RBI. Barbie singles. And then Dickerson goes deep and hits the 3-run bomb before the inning's over. So just like that, it went from one side directly to the other in a matter of about 5 to 10 minutes.
It's kind of one of those games, even though I've watched every pitch of this game, I look up at the scoreboard and wonder, how did they get up 10-4? It's
right.
Staley has seemingly been more competitive than this, but we still got a lot of ball left to play here. So
yeah, we do. We can't count anybody out yet, but in just 5 innings, it's just 4.5, and then 1 out here in the 5th. It's 14 runs, 18 hits, 4 errors, 2 on both sides. It's been a wild one.
So Jacob Garcia on the mound. There he is, the right-handed pitcher. He's going to inherit an 0-1 count on Adam Dodd, the Lee Summit West second baseman. As immediately Cooper Silaf comes out to talk. Get something straightened away.
I'm going to say there's a pretty good chance, even with an 0-1 count, to Adam Dodd is going to do something with this at bat where that runner's going to be at third base or he's going to be standing at home plate. This kid knows how to handle the bat and always has.
Runner at second, 1 out, 1 strike. Adam Dodd in the first pitch of the game for Jacob Garcia's high for ball 1. 1-1 now. Yeah, Dodd's one of those kind of guys, as you mentioned, he's scrappy. He's going to try to find something to advance that runner.
Yeah, he understands this game and plays it well. He knows what he's doing, never goes up without a plan.
Low, ball 2.
Just goes to show you don't have to be a Drew Dickerson size, a 6'4", 205. You can be that 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", whatever that region he's in. But you can understand the game and play good defense and do the little things right and run the bases well, and that makes you just as, if not more, valuable.
And strike 2 on the foul tip.
Talking before the game to Coach Jay Meyer, he didn't think he had enough. If I wouldn't have had to come here and do the broadcast, he might still be talking about Adam Dodd. He's jumping into that 9-hole, hitting over 400. He's 1 for 1 with a double today and a walk, scored 2 runs, just played some good defense, just getting it done.
2-2 count to Adam Dodd. And Jacob Garcia bringing primarily fastballs since he's coming into this game out of the stretch. And the count now full, 3-2.
And did I mention he has a good eye?
Well, again, he walked his last time up. There we go, Dad! In fact, he walked on 4 consecutive pitches his last time up to score a run. 1 of 2 runs there in the 4th inning. Garcia throwing the second. Runner back. Pop up on the right side. Glick over there makes the nice catch from the first base position. Runner tags and the throw to third, and he's safe. But what a nice play by Jackson Glick. Coming all the way over from first base to make that running catch. And that was a bit of a pop, not a high pop up either. That he got over there quickly to make that catch.
Boy, he sure did. He ran over there, and being a lefty, he was already in position to throw, but you have to give Caden Carter heads up too, because as soon as he caught that ball, he took off, and he made a great slide at third base too, because that ball, that was a great throw by Jackson Glick, a great play, but also a great throw, low one hopper over to the third base bag, but great slide by Caden Carter to get around the tag, and now it's 2 outs, but they still got that runner on third.
Runner on third, 2 outs, and Braden Barbie, the designated hitter, grounded out to first base. Last time up. Third base. And takes ball 1. And Jacob Garcia just into the game, replacing Ty Ill, went out of an injury. And ground ball under Jackson Glick's glove at first base. And that's going to score another run. 11-4 now, Lee Summit West.
Yeah, you can see this play right here. Jackson Glick, after making the one good play over there, it was a good pitch in the outside corner, but a ground ball to first base. And you can see the way he played it. He didn't move his feet over. He tried to play that backhand. When you have time to move your feet to play the ball right in front of you and get your glove down, even if you bobble it, the pitcher can come over. So with a runner on third and 2 outs, got to make sure you move your feet.
2 runs in now for Lee Summit West here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That brings up the shortstop, Drew Dickerson, who again has the big 3-run home run in this game. Walked his last time up. 11-4 now. The Titans on top.
Scoreboard's going to show that that's a hit, but that was an error all the way. That's a play he's got to make. The ball bounced 3 times before it got to him. You ask him, he'll tell you he should have made it. But at this level, you learn. You know, you have those experiences, and after the game, the coach will talk, and you work on it. And, you know, it's that prep level, the high school level. It's how you get better. You just make mistakes, but you learn. You don't hang your head. You just move on to the next one.
You know, one point in this game, Les Staley had 8 hits. Lee Summit West had 0. Now it's 10-9.
Funny game, isn't it?
Yeah, they've out hit him 10-1 since then.
Wow.
Count 1-1 now to Drew Dickerson, who again has the big 3-run home run, but really the Titans have kind of nickeled and dimed their way to this big lead, with the exception of that 3-run blast. Taking advantage of some errors, aggressive base running, timely hitting. Sacrifice flies. Gonna be high, ball 2. And Jacob Garcia. It's a sophomore out there pitching. And that'll be ball 3, 3-1. So Dickerson looking for his 2nd consecutive walk. Probably looking for more than that, I should say. Because he can hit it. One on, 2 outs. The 3-1 pitch. Low, ball 4. And he is on base with a walk. Runners at first and second now as Braden Barbie will walk down to second. And Jackson Aiken comes to the plate. He had an RBI double his last time up back in the fourth inning.
Now that last at bat right there by Drew Dickerson, you know, you've already hit a home run. The wind's starting to pick up just a little bit more. You've already hit one into left center field. You're a pull hitter. This guy's not throwing too hard, but he stayed within himself, and that's a team guy because he could have very easily, with a 7-run lead, just tried to unload on another one, but he wasn't selfish about it. Stayed within himself, took what the pitcher gave him.
Again, 2 on, 2 out, and a called strike on Jackson Aiken, the sophomore third baseman.
Jay Meyer said last year this kid was tall and lean, the string bean type, and just got into this Lee Summit West weight program, worked hard, ate well, bulked up.
Way outside, and the throw down the first, not in time. Siloff again, not shy about throwing down the first base or second.
Not at all, not apologetic either.
Count 1-1 now to Jackson Aiken. We talk about this tremendous field, the entire facility, the complex here at Lee Summit West is really impressive.
It's expansive, isn't it?
Long walk.
Yeah, it was. We got here at the same time, and
right next to the football stadium, the softball field's behind us, and more baseball fields, the track and field facility. It's great.
Yeah, this school's had some great facilities, but they've also had a great history of state championships and a lot of sports. Great athletes come out of here. I mean, there's been some baseball players come out of here in the big leagues.
There's a line shot down the left field line, foul, 1-2, as Aiken really got around on that one.
Alex Lang closing for the Tigers right now. Pitch here. Had Matt Hall, the pitcher, who pitched for the Red Sox, Tigers a little bit as well. Monte Harrison,
there we go.
Of course, was the stud outfielder, number 3. I came out here, I think we were talking about, I came out of here and watched batting practice one day. He was using a wood bat, and you hear the other guys hitting just dink, 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 and then he comes up, and all of a sudden I thought there was a thunderstorm overhead, hitting line drives into the trees over the fence.
Count 1-2 now to Jackson Aiken. 2 outs, trying to get a few more runs in here for the Titans. There's a line shot. It's going to plug the gap in right center. 1 run will score. And Aiken on his way to second with a double as Drew Dickerson will stay at third, but it's now 12-4 Lee Summit, as that was just a line shot.
Great piece of hitting, great piece of hitting, great lower half, everything exploding together. Jackson Aiken going with a pitch down and away, shooting the opposite field gap, and ended up with an RBI. I love the approach by these Lee Summit West Titan hitters. They're taking what they can get. They're not trying to do too much, staying within themselves, and boy, it's really shown. 12 runs over just 3 innings out of the 5.
Now Brian Barbie, after crosses home plate there to score the run, and remember he got on base with, they called it a single, under the first baseman's glove. Here's a pop-up on the left side. Lucas Wilson, the shortstop, will settle under it on the grass. And that is the 3rd out, but 3 more runs across the plate for the Titans. Lee Summit West leading Staley 12-4. We head to the top of the 6th inning here at Lee Summit West High School. The Titans leading Staley 12-4 after putting up 3 more runs there in the bottom of the 5th. To lead it off here in the top of the 6th will be the center fielder, the left-handed hitter, the big guy, Jonathan Ludwig, again the senior for Staley. Lined out to right field his last time up. Evan Watson still out there pitching, left-hander for Lee Summit. 3rd pitcher of the day for the Titans, and he's been pretty solid since he came in to replace Dalton Halterman, who took over from the starting pitcher, Sebastian Coleman. Swing and a miss. Ludwig, count now 1-1.
Looks like Evan Watson a little bit now is starting to really settle into a very smooth, consistent motion. And even though he doesn't throw super hard, the relaxed motion makes it look faster than it is.
That one is right back at us in the dirt, and 2-1. Staley needs some base runners here. Here's a line shot, the shortstop, and it's caught by Drew Dickerson. one away in the top of the 6th inning.
It's a tough break by Jonathan Ludwig. He goes with an outside pitch, sticks his hands out, but he's so strong, hits a good line drive. That ball's got some funky spin, so Drew Dickerson doesn't know, do I jump, do I go over here? But either way, good piece of hitting, but a good athletic play by Dickerson at short.
Brings up the number 4 hitter for the Staley Falcons, Jackson Glick. Grounded out to second base his last time up. One out here in the top of the 6th now.
You asked me earlier in the game about, is 6'4" a big shortstop? And in high school, I'd have thought, man, that guy's a monster if he's 6'4", and then through the college and then the minor leagues, then you get to the big leagues. And I remember getting to second base, playing against the Orioles and standing next to Cal Ripken Jr., and I'm thinking, wow, boy, did I miss the boat there. These guys are huge.
It used to be shortstops were really small guys for a long time. Mark Belanger, I'm going way back here, for the Baltimore Orioles.
Freddie Patek,
I believe, was 6'4". Yeah. That was very unusual at the time.
Right. But you think like Freddie Patek, David Eckstein.
And there was a belief that maybe you were too tall to play shortstop. People getting these thought processes is that's a walk. Jackson Glick gets on base. And a much-needed base runner for the Falcons.
Well, Belanger didn't look 6'4", though, to me. I mean, he was 6'4". When you got out there, he looked 6'4", but it's just when you watched him on TV long time ago.
Yeah. And that's going to be Jacob Zahabi coming in as a substitute runner, a runner. He is a junior, number 7. Running for Glick is Kenton Unruh now the batter. Kenton Unruh, the right fielder.
Kenton Unruh hits the ball hard. Again, we talked earlier about his lower half strong base. 3 for 3, 2 doubles and a single there, as you can see, a couple RBIs. Great hands, strong hitter.
First right-handed hitter in the inning for Staley, and that's going to be fouled down the line there at third base. So count 1-1, and Kenton Unruh will have to come back to home plate. Once again, Jackson Glick got on base with the walk, and now pinch running.
One of the things you see at this level as they advance to college and advance to the professional ranks, even, is their hands. Can they keep that lower hand staying through the ball versus rolling over the top? And oftentimes you can almost tell what guys are going to be really successful by how their hands get through the zone.
And another pitch in the dirt, and that's going to make it ball 3, 3-1. Falcons looking to get something going here if they can in the top of the 6th inning. Takes strike 2, so the count now full at 3-2.
It's a good pitch right there. That could have changed everything, because if that ball's just another couple inches inside, you get 2 guys on, you start to pick up a rally.
Evan Watson, he's going to throw over to first. Nice dig there by the first baseman, Blake Jones. And Zahabi dives back to the bag. Again, the pinch runner. He's got the old oven mitt on his right hand. Made those a little smaller than they originally came out. Remember that?
Yeah.
Some guys had an unfair advantage. They could reach reach the base a little early with those things. 3-2, a line shot up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Zahabi goes to second, and Kenton Unruh on base of a single.
Have a day. Kenton Unruh staying perfect, going 4 for 4 now. 2 singles, 2 doubles. Did a good job on a pitch with 2 strikes, low and away. Staying down through it, really outside, but he didn't roll over it. That would have been an easy ground ball. But you can see right there, staying right through the ball, releasing that top hand so that doesn't roll over the top. It's a great piece of hitting.
Joe Smith, the third baseman, now comes to the plate for Staley. He grounded out to shortstop back in the 4th inning, his last time up. 1 out, 2 men on for Staley. Evan Watson, the pitcher. Outside, ball 1. Yeah, it looks like we got some activity in the Lee Summit West bullpen. There's a pop up to the shortstop. Dickerson settling under it and makes the catch. 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. So Joe grounded out to the shortstop. Now he pops up to the shortstop. And we've got a pinch hitter. As this is.
Looks like Zach Glidewell, number 14. These Staley guys, I don't know what they're feeding him. Everybody they bring up to the plate got some girth to them, man. These guys are big and strong.
And Zach Glidewell, he's another senior outfielder, also a right-handed pitcher. Count 2-0. Two outs, runners at first and second, and that's going to be ball 3. Evan Watson now in danger of loading the bases with 2 outs. And he walks. Boy, Glidewell comes in and looks at 4 straight pitches, and now we do have the bases loaded.
Next up, number 10, Elijah Collins.
And yet another pinch hitter. And Jay Myers coming out to the mound, the coach of Lee Summit West. So he's just going to talk it over with Evan Watson or buy some time for the bullpen here. Elijah Callan, by the way, is going to be the pinch hitter. He's a young man that's going to play baseball at Baker University. Right-handed hitter, again, his first appearance in this game. 2 outs, bases loaded for Staley. Swing and a miss, a little off speed there. Evan Watson remains in the game, the lefty.
It's a good pitch call right there, too, because you got a guy sitting on the bench the whole game, probably looking dead red fastball.
Ground ball to shortstop Dickerson, and he boots it, and 1 run will score. The bases are going to remain loaded as Zahabi scores the run, the pinch runner, and on base is Elijah Callan.
It's a hard hit ball up the middle. Drew Dickerson a couple steps to his left there. Another goofy hop. An error, but again, took a bad hop, so he'll probably tell you we should have had it, but again, ball right at him.
That brings up the catcher, Cooper Siloff now. Again, the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Falcons finally getting back on the board. First time they scored since the 2nd inning. 12-5, Lee Summit West on top. High and outside. Count now 1-1 to Siloff. Terrific opportunity here for Staley to get back into this thing. And a swing and a miss, strike 2.
Good off-speed pitch right there, too. He was definitely not looking for that. Good downward movement, too. You got to have confidence in that pitch, because if you don't, you're going to either leave it up or you're going to leave it way outside.
And got him swinging, and down goes Siloff. And Evan Watson gets out of the jam, allowing just 1 run as Staley leaves the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Lee Summit West on top, 12-5. Well, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Lee Summit West Titans on top, 12-5, as the Staley Falcons finally got back on the board in the top of the 6th of a run. Left the bases loaded. We got a new pitcher in the game for the Staley Falcons. And that will be Hunter Hampshire, who Dave Wilson said he would, either way, we're going to see this young man pitch. He's a left-hander. And he's got kind of a funky delivery, and Coach Wilson compared his delivery to Chris Sale, a major leaguer.
That makes me nervous just hearing Chris Sale's name. I never faced Chris Sale, but watching him pitch, I never wanted to face Chris Sale. When I faced Randy Johnson, and it was difficult, but you knew what you were going to get. Chris Sale, nasty.
You know, left-hander. Replaces Jacob Garcia, who had come in relief the last inning. Fourth pitcher of the game for Staley. Again, Hunter Hampshire.
Looks like, sorry there. Didn't mean to jump on you there. Easton Philippi now behind the plate. Looks like new catcher in with way better hair than I have.
And the bottom of the 6th inning for Lee Summit West, the catcher, their catcher, Bryn Roadbush, will lead it off. Easton Philippi. The new catcher again for Staley in the first pitch from Hunter, Hampshire is a ball, 1-0. Bring a little heat there. Strike one. Inside, ball two.
Now you can see why he's on Chris Sale.
Yeah.
That was nasty. Sidearm, late breaking curve.
React seeing that delivery come at me. Whew. The ball tailed to the outside and fouled off to the right side. 2-2.
You watch Hunter Hampshire pitch just for that split second. Is right before he delivers, his head jerks to the side where it's almost looks like he takes his eye off the target. So you've got a head and arms and legs flying all over the place. Hard to pick up the baseball.
Two-two pitch, and that's ball three. Count full at 3-2. Again, Britt Roadbush leading it off here in the bottom of the sixth for the Titans, and takes ball four, and he'll go down to first base on the free pass.
Next up for the Titans, number 8, Lance Weigel.
Now we got another pinch hitter as Lance Weigel now comes into the game. Right-handed hitter. And we also have a pinch runner as Addison Miller back in. He is that's his specialty. A.D. Miller. Lance Weigel now batting. Weigel, 6-foot senior. So another leadoff runner on base with the Titans here in the bottom of the sixth inning. And Hampshire's pitch outside. Miller dancing over there, taking a pretty good lead on first base. You know, Major League Baseball is experimenting with the in the Atlantic League, Independent League, with some with new base running rules, and one of them is you can bring a runner in, and then the runner and the guy they replaced both get to stay in the game. It's kind of like the courtesy runner. Les not saying much about that.
Yeah, I was taught growing up sometimes if you don't have anything positive to say, you shouldn't. I guess my job is to be an analyst, so I'll speak up and say, when does the meddling stop?
1-1 the count, and the throw over to first as Miller gets back.
The one thing I'll say is I understand the pitch clock and the games are faster. And I've talked to a ton of people who love it, and I'm all for it. But you get the rest of it where, and I didn't like the shift. Again, I'm a hitter. It's, it would take a lot of hits away from me. But it just gets frustrating when all these new rules come in because you want to cater. I get you want to cater to the fans and make it more exciting and more fun. But I want to see the complaint box. Was it overstuffed with complaints for a while?
Especially in that kind of rule. That kind of seems obscure almost now. But there's a strike. Count 2-2.
I was talking to my high school coach, who's now 70, over 700 wins in his career at my high school. And he loves the pitch clock. But I said, yeah, coach, because you're 70 and you go to sleep at 7 o'clock right after the buffet.
There's a breaking ball, just fouled back. Kind of on his wrist there, he got that piece of that ball. Count 2-2 remains.
Yeah, and he told me, he's like, yeah, you got that sense of humor just like you did in high school. Not very funny.
Coaches never think you're funny. I never understood that.
Yeah, they got a lot of guys to deal with. They're dads and babysitters as well as coaches. Psychologists, counselors, you name it.
Hunter Hampshire goes over to first again, keeping Miller back. Lance Weigel, the batter, and another foul right in front of the plate. Count stays at 2-2. Easton Philippi coming up with the foul ball there. Thought he made the tag on Weigel just in case, but it was a foul ball.
It's good at bat by Weigel here, though, staying alive.
Again, his first appearance in this game. And he takes low ball 3 in the dirt.
Good job by Philippi again, getting down, letting the ball bounce off his chest, keeping the ball in front, not trying to do too much.
And there's a ground ball to second, to short, to first for the double play. Nice play by the Staley Falcons defense. Carson Sapp to Lucas Wilson to Jackson Glick.
This was tailor-made. Hunter Hampshire's ball goes away. Good job getting over there. Good backhand feed. Take your time, make a good strong throw, beats him by half a step.
And that'll bring up Tyler Wood. He grounded out the shortstop his last time up, the center fielder. So 2 outs. And as they used to say, Hunter Hampshire gets the pitcher's best friend. A double play. Strike 1. Right down the pipe.
Great movement for Hunter Hampshire. He's a ground ball artist with that kind of movement from the left side with righties.
And a ground ball to the third baseman, Joe Smith. Nice backhand and over to first, and they got him. Nice defense by the Staley Falcons here in the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs scored that time as the Titans on top, 12-5 over Staley. We're back with more after this. We go to the top of the 7th inning, and leading off is the leadoff man for the Staley Falcons, John Randall, who has reached base safely 3 times in this game. He's got 2 hits and a walk. He flied out to center field his last time up. Remember, way back, he was the very first batter of this game. Very first pitch, he hit a single up the middle. And he takes ball 2 high. And Evan Watson remains on the mound for the Titans. Ball 3.
He's got to finish a little bit more. He's finishing high, not following through.
And 12-5, Lee Summit West on top. 7-run lead, and the difference in this game was a 7-run second inning. And that is high, ball 4. So John Randall, for the 4th time, gets on base today. 2 walks, 2 singles. So that brings up Lucas Wilson, the shortstop. Again, a switch hitter batting from the right side. And he fouls it down the line, left field. Lee Summit West Titans trying to close it out right here and win their 8th consecutive game. Move to 15-7 if they can. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, Lucas Wilson.
Evan Watson has had an exceptional changeup today. Last inning with the bases loaded, he got Cooper Sileff on 3-1. Changeup, got him to swing and miss on both to leave all 3 runners stranded.
And that one's in the dirt, ball 1, as Randall hustles back to first. Evan Watson had a moment where he had a little trouble. Jay Meyer came out to talk to him, and ever since then he's really settled down. Not that he was in serious trouble as he gets the strikeout there. 1 away at the top of the 7th inning as Lucas Wilson goes down.
This changeup is filthy. You can see that grip, just throwing it like a fastball, but that ball just kind of fades away. He's ahead of it and can't pull the swing back.
That brings up Jonathan Ludwig, in the center fielder. Lined out to shortstop his last time up. He hit it hard. Drew Dickerson made a nice play on him in the 6th inning. That one lifted out of play, foul ball, and it's 1-1. And here's a shot to second baseman Dodd, and moves over to his left, makes a nice scoop and the throw to first to get Ludwig in time. Runner advances to second, John Randall. But 2 outs now in the top of the 7th. So Staley Falcons down to their final out, as that brings up Jackson Glick.
Adam Dodd on that play. I mean, he very easily could have spun and tried to force the play at second base, but with 1 out, no reason to do anything like that.
And the high chopper to Blake Jones at first, and Watson covering, and that is your baseball game as the Lee Summit West Titans 12 over the Staley Falcons with 5 runs. 12-5 the final. We'll talk more about it right after this. And back at Lee Summit West High School, where the Lee Summit West Titans are celebrating a 12-5 victory over the Staley Falcons. And interesting game, Les. Again, Staley got out to a terrific start, pitching, hitting, 1 run in the first, 3 in the second. They were out to a 4-0 lead, but 7 runs in the bottom of the second inning for Lee Summit West. Drew Dickerson, that big 3-run home run, the decisive blow as they go on to win this one.
Yeah, offensively, Lee Summit West did everything right. They moved runners over. They had good at-bats, got the big home run. And it was 4-0 Staley after an inning and a half, and then they got outscored 12-1. Lee Summit West offense just potent. We did see some defensive miscues throughout the game, but overall offense and some decent pitching from Evan Watson, the Lee Summit West side, was the plays of the day.
That's going to do it for us. And again, Lee Summit West now moving to 15-7 on the season. They have won 8 consecutive games. Congratulations to the Titans as they win it over Staley 12-5. For my partner, Les Norman, I'm Leon Liebel. We hope you have a terrific day and a terrific week. So long, everybody.